This story from Pennsylvania. We now have a Shariah-compliant court in Pennsylvania. Did you know that? Oh, absolutely true. What does it mean? It means probably coming here to Massachusetts before you know it. Fred's the only guy that'll tackle this stuff. Hey, Fred, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. So much to talk about, so little time.
Exactly. Hey, talk about Pennsylvania, the state of my birth. A Sharia court in Pennsylvania is what I took from the story I was reading.
Well, that's exactly right. Mark Martin, who is a district judge there, apparently, after 2 tours in Iraq as a lieutenant colonel, thought he was such an expert on Muslim affairs that he could abridge the First Amendment and tell a Muslim guy who assaulted a person in a parade for dressing up like zombie Mohamed. Okay, not a smart move, but
right.
Protected under the Constitution, as we all believe. Blasphemy is not against the law in the United States. Do I need to repeat that again?
Mm-hmm.
However, he assaulted this guy, choked him. It's on video. But the judge not only ruled in favor of the Muslim guy, dismissed the case, he would not even admit into evidence, Jeff, the video that clearly showed the assault, nor would he take testimony from a police officer who was there to corroborate the story of the plaintiff, who said, yes, I was assaulted, this is why I'm suing. There was
right.
a cop there that said that's what happened.
Yeah.
And the judge said, nope, not here.
Well, I watched the video. I mean, the video is right there. It's easy. Well, not easy to watch, but it's accessible, and it's very clear who's doing the assaulting and who's getting assaulted. So, what more do we know about this judge?
Well, I don't know too much about the judge, except that I hope measures will be taken against him. But I will say this: if there is any silver lining in this cloud, it's that I think the initiative that the Center for Security Policy and some of our colleagues have been working on, the American Laws for American Courts initiative, which is trying to keep these kind of foreign laws from taking root in American judicial systems, I think just got a big endorsement. There's a guy in Florida that's trying to move this law that said, here, you want to see where Sharia law is? Look at Pennsylvania. You want that happening in Florida? So I think there perhaps is a public relations dividend as people stand up and say, that is appalling. That should not be happening in America. What do we need to do to make sure it never happens
Other things,
in America?
here in Boston, our good friends at Harvard will once again be sponsoring a conference that says, let's wipe Israel off the map.
You know, one of the best decisions I ever made, Jeff, after graduating from Harvard in 1970 was deciding never to send them a penny. And my penury is now justified by this one-state conference that they're having with no less a guy than Ali Abu Nima, who runs something called the Electronic Intifada, which is a website that just calls for the destruction of the State of Israel. He's a primary speaker at this event. So I don't know if you're going to send people over there, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of grist for the mill. The other question, though, that's involved in this is Harvard, of course, gets a lot of money from the government.
Right.
And the real question is, without intruding upon freedom of speech, at what point does a university have to answer for sponsoring something that is clearly a kind of hate speech?
Yeah.
You know, if the Ku Klux Klan asked for a conference about preserving white America, do you think Harvard would do that? But this is clearly an attempt to vilify Israel and Jews, and they're sponsoring it and are proud to do so.
It's amazing.
Hey, listen, just one more thing before I don't know if you've seen, but apparently the United States, and this is from Al Arabiya this morning, is actually saying there is a deal in the works to trade the blind sheikh, Abdul Rahman, who's in prison for blowing up the World Trade Center in 1993, and 50 other Egyptians in American prisons to Egypt for the people that they captured when they raided the NGOs. Can you believe that?
Gosh, really?
Now we're not just bowing anymore, we're surrendering.